Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show as we're coming to you live from our new studio, Kingmakers, here in beautiful South Tampa. We've got a lively show for you today. We've got a couple of great guests coming on. Scott Reynolds from the Pewter Report will be joining us at 12:30 as we're going to compare notes on the first week of camp. You know, it's interesting. I listened to most all of the Pewter Report podcast, highly recommended. And it's funny because Scott and I have the same eye for football because there's so much going on out there and there's certain things you can kind of pull out. And we tend to pull out the same things. So we'll kind of compare notes on the first week of camp. We'll go over Baker's contract and what that means for the Bucs and what it means for the organization. I think it's very important. We'll talk a little Rays baseball. Orestes Destrade, the Big O, will join us here in studio. And we'll go over the Rays trade. Danny Jansen going out. Nick Fortes coming in from the Marlins. Very interesting trade. Very Rays-like trade.
Yep.
We'll get to that and so much more here on the JP Peterson Show. Good morning to you, Tim Ham, from our beautiful Dallas affiliate, FanStream Sports DFW. How are you?
I'm doing well this morning, JP. Coming off a showless Monday where we had a ton of news breaking throughout the day. Of course, we had a notable sports death that we'll probably talk about here in a little while.
Yeah, Ryne Sandberg, absolutely, yeah.
And I had to sit through while not being on the show yesterday, while Nick does the Monday show.
Yeah.
I had to sit through you two knuckleheads talking about Happy Gilmore like you've never seen a movie before.
Well, I had not seen it.
I was shocked.
I watched the first like half hour last night.
Okay, well, don't do that. Just watch the movie.
It was so boring. I had to go to bed.
It wasn't boring. Oh, okay. Look, it was no Top Gun Maverick, okay, but it holds its place in the realm of sequels and holding up to the original. I thought it was done very well, but I could not believe. How old is Nick? He's like 12 years old, right?
Right.
I can't remember how old Nick is, but he
14,
reviewed the movie like a 12-year-old. All right. So I take umbrage with Nick.
You really have a problem, don't you?
And his ability to watch movies and set aside reality and expectations just to enjoy a movie for what it is. And I thought it was great. I watched it 3 times back to back on Friday.
3 times. Wow.
When it came out. Yeah. As soon as our show was over, I went straight into it and just watched it back to back after I'd already watched the original one the day before.
Wow. Oh, you went back and watched the original. Oh,
well, it's on TV like every day. I mean, I watched that thing probably 3 times
Christmas
a week.
Story, except it's all year long.
Right, exactly. And I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. It did take a very, very dark turn about 3 minutes in that shocked me.
Yeah. That was like, wait, what? I literally rewinded. I'm like, wait, did they just kill off the wife? 3 minutes in?
I mean, spoiler alert, but yeah.
Spoiler alert. Well, yeah. You figure it out. Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, I don't know if you're going to, other than JP, but yeah, man, I thought it was just like I'm the biggest Top Gun fan that there is. It's been my favorite movie since the time I saw it, forever and ever and ever. And I thought I held off watching Top Gun Maverick because I thought it was going to suck and I thought I was going to be disappointed. Plus, the day Top Gun Maverick came out, the Bob's Burgers movie was also released, and the family voted on the Bob's Burgers movie that day. So I had to watch that.
Of course they did.
Which also holds up. But Maverick was great. I was not disappointed. I thought it was the best way they could have done it, and I feel the same about Happy Gilmore. It was just the perfect follow-up 35 whatever years later to where it left off. And I thought it was what it is. Okay. If you didn't like it, then your expectations were too high.
Right.
That's
Exactly. No, listen, for what I saw of it, it was like a lot of the same stuff from the first one. It's silly slapstick comedy. There's no in-depth second level comedy here. There's no South Park stuff going on here.
No.
It's just in your face. Adam Sandler, very rudimentary, lowbrow humor. And that's exactly what you expect from Happy Gilmore, and that's what you get. So yeah, I'm not saying it was bad. The first half hour, I was a little tired. I was a little exhausted. So
understandable. Now
I will
tell you this.
To watching the rest of it tonight.
I will tell you this. Now, I saw an interview with Adam Sandler right before the movie came out that apparently this whole thing happened because of Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers was the one that talked Adam Sandler into doing this. Like initially was the one that raised the interest for Adam Sandler because he wanted to be in it. He wanted to reprise his role as Chubbs. Unfortunately, and he was heavily involved in the original script, and his character was going to be one of the main characters in the movie again. But unfortunately, during, I guess, pre-production, of course, he passed away.
Yeah.
And his whole character had to be written out. They had to throw in the dude that plays his son, which just has a very minor bit role in it.
Oh, I did not know that.
So I would have loved to have seen what this thing would have been with Carl Weathers reprising his role as Chubbs as a main character in the movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Right. And of course he died, right, in the first one. So it would have been more of dream sequences, and possible flashbacks and things like that. So it was, I imagine it would have been a bigger deal with him in it. But of course, his untimely passing negated all of that. But I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
I just saw something come across on DJ Lagway. Gator fans will not be happy about this.
Did he like Happy Gilmore too?
He did like Happy Gilmore, and he's in a boot.
Oh no!
No, he's in a boot. And he had shoulder surgery in the offseason, played with a bad knee last year, and now is miss spring practice, and now is going to start fall camp in a boot. That's not good for Gator fans. Because he is the linchpin. Obviously, they don't have much behind him. Kind of like FSU with Castellanos, there's nothing behind him.
Yeah.
So no experience. Yikes. Well, there you go. Little tidbit there. USF got started this morning, by the way, with their practices. We had Alex Golish on last week, and Bryce Archie, their starting quarterback last year, backup now that Byron Brown is back, has gone to Arizona State and is going to play baseball as well. So they've got a backup from Tennessee. We told you about this last week. Gaston Moore, I believe his name is. So they've got there's no quarterback battle there. But we'll do some college football as we get closer to all that. The Burnham brothers, I believe, are going to join us tomorrow, Pat and Shane, with their new podcast, College Football Podcast. If you're not watching that, really, really good. You can find that on the JP Peterson Show, Tampa Bay FanStream Sports channel. Is it on your channel as well? It's on Dallas?
Nope, it's only on FanStream Sports Tampa Bay. Yeah, that's where you can find it. And it's really, really good.
Yeah, they're very, two guys that have been coaching in college football. They're playing and coaching college football their entire lives, have a really, really huge Rolodex. They're going to have some great guests on and great knowledge. So check that out, and we'll have them on in the next couple of days. So look forward to that. All right, let's get to some of the news then. This broke, I think, like right after the show yesterday. Or maybe during the show anyway. Baker Mayfield told Pete Prisco of CBS Sports that the Bucs have not picked up the option. They literally, on their own, guaranteed next year's $33 million salary. Originally, that was not guaranteed. Now, I don't know if Baker's agent came to the Bucs and said, "Hey, listen, you got a great deal going on here. How can we give Baker a little bit of security as we move forward? We know he wants to be here. He wants to be here. We know you want him to be here. So what can we do?" And the Bucs didn't have to do this, but they went ahead and guaranteed his salary for next season. Now, this is quintessential Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization right here. They didn't have to do this. I mean, do you think the Bengals do something like this? No. And I would say probably most teams in the NFL do not do this. But with Baker basically being well underpaid, being in the top 10 quarterback and being, I believe, 18th in terms of annual value of his contract, he's grossly underpaid. But he's not bitching about it, and he's not holding out. And so how did they handle this? This is just in my opinion. Maybe his agent maybe quietly went to the Glazers or Jason Light and said, "Hey, instead of my client beefing and making this into a public thing, I think it would be a great gesture for you to guarantee his contract next year, and let's start working on a long-term deal. And obviously we'll take that into consideration moving forward in terms of a discount. As I've said many times, Baker Mayfield is not going to the Bucs and saying, I want to break the bank and be the highest paid quarterback with my new deal. Now, is he going to get 40, 50 million? Of course, that's what he deserves. That's the going rate for a franchise quarterback right now, especially one as good as Baker Mayfield. So I think what the Bucs are looking to do is let's guarantee next year's. Let's get through this year, see where he's at, so we can get a better feel and where the cap's at, where we are with other players, what we need to do. And this is a great team approach, but it takes buy-in from your player. It takes huge buy-in from your player, and it takes buy-in from the organization. So once again, you have a very concrete example of two main entities here, your franchise quarterback and the team, being on the same page, not trying to gouge the other, but working together, moving forward to give the team the best competitive advantage with having a quarterback that's not going to be, a Dak Prescott noose around the neck of the franchise.
Right.
And this is just another great example of the Bucs just being this whole Camp Kumbaya that we dubbed it last year, that continues this year. The great chemistry, the great trust between ownership and players, which I think is essential to championship teams. And this is a tremendous example of that. And it also obviously gives Baker Mayfield a lot of security. It gives him peace of mind that if he were to get hurt this year, a catastrophic injury, he's still guaranteed for next year, because nothing is guaranteed in this league, right? Except guaranteed salaries, right? But if you don't have any guarantees, if he were to get a catastrophic injury this year, would the Bucs be less willing to do a long-term deal? Of course. But at least now he's got that guarantee for next year, and that completes $10 million contract over 3 years.
100 million.
Yeah. So, that is obviously enough money, even though he lost money in bad investments with his dad and his brother.
Yeah.
Yikes. It certainly
that's
gives
not
him
the team's fault. The team's not going to make up for that because
exactly. But it's just part. He's got security with that done. He's got lifetime security in terms of money. He's not going to need to make any more money. He's going to make a lot more money if he stays healthy. This next contract, I would probably say he'll be 31 years old. It'll probably be a 3 to 4 year deal, probably a 4-year deal with 150 to 180 guaranteed. I would think at least in that deal.
So depending on how the extension goes, because he's under contract through 2026, which is when that 30 million, and he's due $40 million in 2026, by the way, in year 3 of that deal. 30 million of that is now guaranteed. So unless they erase year 3 of the contract this year to make a new deal for him, he'll be 32 if they just tack it on at the end of that one. And he's making 40 million next year or in 2026 anyway. So they'll up that over 3 or 4 years. It's probably going to be another 3-year deal if he's 32 when they do that, I would imagine.
3 to 4 year deal. Yeah. So, but it's not going to be a break the bank highest paid quarterback deal. I anticipate that not being that, because that's just not Baker, and he understands the Brady philosophy that the less you make, the more there is to pay your teammates and have a better team and keep the Super Bowl window open for a while. Which I honestly, when you look at the core of this team, it should be open for a while, especially as well as this team is drafted recently.
Yeah.
As long as you have a franchise quarterback in Baker Mayfield who's healthy and productive, I think this franchise is going to be a winner, because they've perfected their drafting clearly. Jason Light has done a phenomenal job, and we'll see how moving forward, how some of the people that are getting picked off, the spy techs of the world, how this affects the draft. I think the Bucs process is so good that they're going to continue to be great drafters. So I think this Baker thing to me is just another feather in the cap of the organization, just another, very public manifestation of the great chemistry that this team has within itself, within the team itself, and with ownership as well.
it's a show of good faith for sure
Yeah.
by the team. Look, we know you're only entering year 2. We know that you're grossly underpaid last year and this year for your performance. We know going into 2026, you're the final year of this deal, that we want to extend you. Right now, we really don't want to do that right now because, again, you're entering year 2 of your 3-year deal. There's no point in necessarily extending you. But, hey, let's do this as a show of good faith, and then we'll build on this when it comes time to extend you. This is our starting point. We've done this for you. You know we want you here. We know you want to be here. You deserve to be here, and you deserve to be paid like one of the upper echelon quarterbacks. But pray to God he doesn't get a Dak Prescott type deal, which he won't because the team won't do that to them.
Right.
Dak, who's making $60 million a year over the next 4 years, starting this year as a bottom half of the league quarterback? Like, I don't get that. And it is handcuffing the Cowboys, and everyone knew that it would. But thank goodness the Bucs don't think like that. And Jason Light's more intelligent than Jerry Jones when it comes to football. And he's going to have Baker locked down for, until he's 35. And that Super Bowl window will be open until he's, 34, 35 for
awesome?
sure. Yeah, think about that.
Isn't that awesome? I mean, think about that. And, Mike Evans, God bless him, shows no signs of slowing down.
Yeah.
And as good as shape as he's in, he might be a guy that, like Larry Fitzgerald, that plays till he's 35, 36 years old.
Yeah.
Which is another 3-4 years. Can you imagine, if Godwin comes back healthy, having Godwin, Mike Evans, and J-Mac as well? I mean, that is an embarrassment of riches. Not to mention maybe the best, most explosive running back in the game in Bucky
Can
Irving.
also catch passes.
Who can catch passes, and Rashad White, who's equally adept at catching and blocking and is a really good player, and a third string running back that was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week last year. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I would say a top 3 offensive line in the game when Wirfs is healthy. So, yeah, it's an embarrassment of riches on this Bucs offense. I was watching ESPN yesterday, the NFL Live. They were talking about the Baker deal, and they had a couple of the analysts chiming in, and they're just, look, this team is loaded. It's absolutely loaded. There's no reason they can't make a deep run into the NFC playoffs. And it was, frankly, loaded last year as well. So this is, but not defensively. This is, obviously the defense is the difference. And Scott Reynolds and I'll go over that here in just a little bit. So I want to get into the Rays here as we look at their win last night and the trade for Danny Jansen. By the way, Orestes Destrade is going to join us, so we'll talk lots of Rays and a lot of baseball too. Not just Rays baseball, but baseball around the major leagues. A lot of interesting things going on with betting, to be sure. So first of all, let's talk about the trade. Danny Jansen goes out. He's a catcher they brought in the offseason, a 1-year deal, $8.4 million. And ostensibly, we raved about his ability to bring a culture to this team, a winning culture, a professionalism that maybe had escaped this locker room a little bit. I think that's fair, this clubhouse. And I think he did that. And I think Zach Littell, I think Danny Jansen, I think he did that. And I think it was a very good move by the Rays to get him. Now, making $8.4 million, now evidently the Rays are going to pay some of that, but don't get it twisted. They're unloading salary here, and they're getting a guy, Nick Fortes from the Marlins, who's better defensively, not nearly as good offensively, at least doesn't have the power. Hits 240, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs this year. I'm not sure how many games he's played. But he's not a very good offensive player, but he's an elite framer. And, we don't have to get deep into the analytics, but I think Jansen was a -8 in framing, and this guy's a +2 in framing. So that's just how many strikes per game are you getting your pitchers as opposed to losing your pitchers in framing. Right. So that's significant, and he's better defensively. That's significant. So he's a typical Rays guy. Can't hit, good defensively, and he's cheap. And that's what we do. And so you'll have a team made up of a bunch of guys who can hit, don't make a whole lot of money, and are really good defensively. And run prevention is going to be the cheap way of staying competitive. Welcome to the world of all Rays fans. So I mean, I'm not going to go crazy about this trade. Is this going to crush their chances to win anything this year? Well, it's certainly in an offense that's struggling. You're giving up power on a team that doesn't have a whole lot of power. Not that Jansen was hitting 50 home runs, but he had 11 home runs. That's significant in a little over half a season. I mean, a catcher that hits close to 20 home runs, that's significant. The guy that's coming in ain't doing that. So you, once again, depleted your offense, and this is, I think, just the first move of a whole bunch of sell-offs. And and I had talked about this offline yesterday, so I won't steal his thunder. But it just brings up a very interesting question. Like, if the Rays were to trade Yandy Diaz to the Red Sox, which has been rumored, and the Yankees are eyeing him as well. If they were to trade him in division to a team that they're competing for, two teams, for the wild card, and they don't get something back that is extremely significant and major league ready, then I got questions.
Yeah.
I got questions about what the hell's going on with ownership. Because to me, this is right on brand for Stu Sternberg. He don't care about the fans, doesn't care about the area, has always looked down his nose at everyone. And wouldn't it just be on brand for him on the way out to slap the fans in the face one more time, say, let's get rid of your favorite player and sell him to your rival in the middle of a wild card chase?
That would be a huge middle finger as he's departing Tampa,
as he's want to do.
Yeah.
So, and you don't trade within your division, and certainly not to the Red Sox and Yankees, a beloved player like Yandy Diaz. I don't care. If you're going to trade him to the National League or out west, fine. And you get something significant in return, I'm fine with that. Yandy's aging. He doesn't play the field well anymore. He's expensive. We love him. I'd like to keep him. But it's not the end all be all. Especially if you get 2 or 3 really good major league ready players that are coming up. Not prospects. We have tons of prospects. We don't need any more single A, double A guys. We need major league ready players that can hit. And they're out there. So let's see what happens the rest of the way. Thoughts, Tim, on that?
No, it is what it is. We discussed this, for the weeks leading up to the trade deadline. Would the Rays be sellers? Would they be buyers? And, you and I were sort of of the impression they should just sit where they are and sit pat and maybe not make any big deals. And I don't know that I consider this Jansen deal, a huge trade. He was certainly a part of the offense when they were playing well, but he was also a part of the slump when they weren't. But like you said, a catcher that can hit 20 home runs or so, that's a pretty valuable piece,
right?
Depending on how your team is built. But I don't know. To me, this almost seems like the making a move for the sake of making a move. I don't know what Tampa Bay gets from it.
No, well, you save a lot of money. I don't know how much, they retained. What is there, about a third of 40% of the season left, 35%, a third of the season left? Where are we
right.
At?
And I don't know how much they're paying of his salary for the rest of the year,
right.
but it's not all of it. Yeah.
Probably could have saved a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
A couple $1 million is a couple $1 million, especially to Stu.
Right.
So is what it is. But you're certainly not making your team better.
No.
The prospect they got back from the Brewers, Jadhir Areniamo, not sure I'm saying that right. 21 years old. He's got some interesting numbers. He's the 24th ranked prospect in the Brewers system, hitting .297, 11 homers and 51 RBIs. So he's got some pop. Mm-hmm. He's a power hitting outfielder. Is he outfielder? Second baseman. So that's good. But again, chances of him
infielder,
high A ball. So, I mean, those are good numbers. So maybe you got something there, but that's not going to pay off for probably 2 or 3 years down the road at the earliest. So that's a piece. There's no question you got a piece back, but it's certainly not major league ready, and certainly not going to help you this year. So I don't know. It's kind of I think to me more than anything else, it's like, okay, we're not going to do anything here. Just start dumping salary. We saw that a lot last year.
I mean, Jansen's deal was only $8.5 million this year, but he did have that $12 million mutual option for 2026. The Brewers aren't going to pay that, so he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think they'll. If you get a starting catcher of his abilities for $12 million, I don't think the Brewers will have any problem paying that, especially the guy with, if he gets to 20 home runs. Oh, come on now. Are you falling into Rays? Are you getting a Rays-itis?
I don't know, man. That's a lot for Jansen.
Well, I mean,
now they could decline the option and then still chase him in, free agency. Maybe they have a deal set up since he's already there. They have a deal in place. Hey, we're going to decline the option, but we want to re-sign you for this. Because it's a mutual option. It's not a team option. It's not a player option. They both have to agree to it. But I don't know. What are the odds he comes back to Tampa next year?
Probably very short because now they got a cheap catcher.
Yeah.
Who can play defensively. So, but we'll see what the new regime brings. That's the kind of the outlier there. And, as far as that's concerned, if they're getting rid of some salary to start over, it's not like Jansen was the long-term future of this team. Right. I'm kind of looking down the road, actually. So this deal does bring you a power hitting second baseman. That might be a piece down the road. So for me,
he's a couple years away at least still. Yeah.
For me, it's just a symbol that, first of all, Stu is, since he's responsible for the payroll the rest of the way, he'll probably just take save as much money as he possibly can on the way out. I think it signals that they're not going to be buyers, but I could be wrong. We'll see. But I think that kind of seems to me like this is the first shot across the bow that they're going to start shaving salary as much as they can for the second half of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Bilal is gone, Yandy goes. I think Fairbanks is an absolute, I think he's gone. He probably pitched his last game for the Rays last night, to be honest with you, with Class A now being taken off the roster for being investigated of gambling issues, which, we'll talk about Orestes with that. This is a very disturbing trend. I think baseball needs to outlaw prop bets for first pitch balls and strikes. It's too easy. It's too much of a temptation for the players. They're not putting their team in a hole. It's easy money if they want to make it. It doesn't really affect the game.
Right.
It's weird. Like give me something that's a little bit more, you can't fake it that easy. Like you could just spike a ball, which is exactly what he did.
What's an example of a prop bet on a first pitch? Like in the dirt? Yeah,
no, just ball or strike. Just ball or strike.
Oh, that's just too easy.
It's too easy, and it doesn't affect the game, really. It's just that's weird. Like, are we that desperate? Are we that desperate? Baseball needs to take a little bit of ownership here on this. That is just begging for abuse. Begging for abuse. It's other things are really hard to kind of manipulate. You could do strikeout, you could do some other things, but just one pitch. All I got to do is dirt it and make $100,000. Who's not doing that? Yeah. If you're a pitcher, who's not doing that? Come on. So anyway, Class A is off the list so now Fairbanks moves to the top of the list. If you're looking for a closer or some bullpen help, Fairbanks is your guy. And he's got a much more significant salary, so the Rays are definitely looking to dump him. And he's not signed for next year. So, yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Scott Reynolds is ready to join us. We'll talk a little Bucs football. We'll kind of compare notes. The Jeeves Law Group is the place to go if you get involved in an accident. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. Also, our first hour brought to you by OnSiteConstructionFL.com. If you're looking to restore your home, to build from the ground up, to add on, that's what they do very, very well. OnSiteConstructionFL.com is the website. Check it out. See all their 5-star reviews. Back in 3 with Scott Reynolds. Stay with us. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Go Rays! JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. We will be having a watch party tomorrow, Friday night, not tomorrow, Friday night. As the Rays take on the Dodgers, we'll be doing a live remote 5 to 7 o'clock at Riveters. So come on down and enjoy some of the great wings, all the great food, the beer specials, drink specials, $3 domestics, $5 wells, all the other great stuff at Riveters. And we're going to watch a little Rays Dodgers baseball because we're not rich enough to afford the $200 tickets for that night.
Yikes.
Jiminy Christmas. All right, let's welcome in a man who knows absolutely nothing about baseball and does not care. because he is an expert on all things
What happened?
Buccaneers. It is the great Scott Reynolds. What's up, my friend from the Spear Report? How are you?
That is very true. I don't know much about baseball, but
You're not
I do
insulted
know.
by that lead.
No,
in
I'm
at all,
not.
are you?
I'm fine with that. But I do know.
You're
a
not the
little bit
Devil Ray report. You're the Pewter report.
That's correct. Yes. That is,
Thank God,
that is
right?
fact. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, partner? Are you surviving the heat? You look good.
It's brutal. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hot, man. It's definitely oppressive out there with especially when there's not much breeze, right? So you feel for these guys in pads, but I tell you, it makes such a difference, the home field advantage. Like when the Jets come down here in week 3, the Eagles come down here in week 4, they were roasting. The Eagles were literally roasting last year in that 33-16 beatdown at the hand of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it does make a difference early in the season. There's no doubt. There's teams up north that just don't practice in the heat. And those 1:00 games, it's phenomenal. What the heat and humidity, what type of an advantage it gives the Buccaneers to have those teams come down in their dark uniforms and just wilt out there in the second half.
More than just the Eagles players that they filled up their little bathtub outside the locker room.
That's right.
Their ice tub when we went back there. It's right outside the locker room. For you those don't, there's a big ice tub, and there was probably about 7 or 8 players. I've never seen that many players in an ice tub.
I know.
Yeah, it was a lot. And but more than anything, the fans, those Eagle fans, they were falling out right and left. I think they had a record number of people that had some heat issues, and most of them were Philly fans. So come on down, roast your ass out here for a 1:00 game. Get drunk beforehand. Don't forget it. Well, you don't have to tell them to do that. That's redundant. And they're just gonna be miserable by quarter 2.
I hope they spend a lot of money on those tickets that Buccaneer fans sell them too. So at least the Buccaneer fans can profit, and hopefully it'll be a repeat performance like it was last year in week 4, 33-16.
A game that should be a primetime game. Why is
that? It should be. Yeah. I don't know. It's to me, I'd rather have it at 1:00, to be honest. I think that
for
really
Bucs,
gives the Buccaneers a Buccaneers home field advantage for that game. If you go back to week 3 back in 2023, it was a Monday night game and the Buccaneers got waxed by Philly. So big difference when the sun is shining, especially on the east side of the stadium when the Eagles are out there just roasting for 4 hours, including pregame warm-up.
Yeah, we don't want clouds. No clouds, please. All right, first things first, the Baker contract. We talked a little bit at the top of the show. I think it means a lot just in terms of this organization and Baker coming together. I mean, this is what the Bucs do. While you watch the Bengals feud with their players over stupid stuff, the Buccaneers are proactive and go ahead and guarantee money, so they'll get a deal on the back end when they extend Baker Mayfield. It's brilliant.
It is. The best deals in any type of business are win-win, right? Where you feel good about it and your partner feels good about it. And for Baker Mayfield to go out there and play this year and next year, understanding that 30 out of the $40 million next year is fully guaranteed, that's tremendous. Now, this doesn't preclude the team and Baker Mayfield from going out there and getting a contract extension done in the 2026 offseason before that final year kicks in. So there's also that as well. I think right now you've got 2 years that are kind of a little bit polar opposite, right? You've got that first year, which Baker Mayfield came in to Tampa, established himself through less than 30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards or so. And then last year, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, just played at another level. And so the Buccaneers, and I think Baker too, they want to sit there and say, okay, which quarterback are you? The really good quarterback or the great quarterback in terms of being a prolific passer? And of course, we saw the wins increase too. We saw that one more win last year in the regular season. And imagine how many wins they would have had with a healthy Chris Godwin all year and without missing Mike Evans for 4 games, right? So I think you factor in a lot of those things. And this is a fair deal. The Buccaneers are like, we don't have to pay you $50 million a year yet, because that's really honestly what he's worth. He could go out there in free agency and easily command the deal around $50 million a year. If you're paying Dak Prescott, stupid money and Baker's a better quarterback.
And it's not even close.
It's not even close. Yeah, exactly. So Baker's worth every penny of that. And again, what a culture this organization has, where guys like Tom Brady takes less money. I mean, Tom Brady signed 2 deals in Tampa Bay. Both were $25 million deals per season, right? I mean, that's ridiculous. And that was after winning a Super Bowl here too, right? Yeah. Mike Evans has taken less money. Chris Godwin took less money last year, right? Some guys ring the bell, right? Antoine Winfield Jr., highest paid defensive back for a minute. Tristan Wirfs, right up there with Penei Sewell. So this team is not afraid to cut big checks, but it obviously helps when your superstar players understand that the pie is only so big, and the bigger piece I get, that means smaller pieces for everybody else.
That's right.
And so for guys like Baker Mayfield to come in as the quarterback and just kind of get it quickly, right? With that 3-year, he was underpaid when he signed that 3-year, $100 million deal. He was still the 3rd highest paid quarterback in the NFC South, behind Derek Carr and of course behind, Kirk Cousins. So for Baker to kind of be patient and understand and live up to his contract. So many times we see teams break contracts and players break contracts. And Baker said, hey, I know what I signed. I signed a 3-year deal with $100 million, right? And for him to sit there and say, hey, instead of me asking for more money or demanding an extension right now, I don't want to hurt the team with the holdout. And for the team to sit there and say, how about we just guarantee most of your 2026 money just in case you get injured or whatever? Yeah. You have that peace of mind. It's like, okay, like that's a win-win.
And you can play with that peace of mind. That's important.
Yeah.
Like, because players, I don't care who you are, even Baker Mayfield, and we know he's wired a little differently, but when you're guaranteed for next year, you just play a little bit more free. There's no question about it.
Yeah. And I think too, his path, his journey to Tampa Bay, going from face of the franchise in Cleveland to literally the definition of a journeyman quarterback, where he is on the move from Cleveland to Carolina to LA to Tampa within 1 calendar year, right? Within 1 calendar year, he's on his 4th team. You go from being number 1 overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner, face of the franchise in Cleveland, to I'm on my 4th team. Right. And we see when you get to team number 4, you're kind of in that Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, where you're hopping from team to team as the backup, Teddy Bridgewater, that's the realm you enter. The Andy Daltons, right? Sam Darnold to a degree, although Darnold kind of revived his career like Mayfield did, and same thing with Geno Smith. But I think Baker is so much more appreciative of that and just saying like, hey, I'm really grateful that I got a 3-year, $100 million deal. Like, that's a good deal because I was not making that much on my rookie deal in Cleveland. And then, I came here on a 1-year, $4 million deal. And if he didn't have that breakout year, guess what his next deal would have been? Probably 1 year, $4 million as a backup somewhere else, right? So he's grateful and gracious, and you're seeing the best of a humble yet cocky Baker Mayfield. He still has that chip on his shoulder, which you love, but the process he's gone through has humbled him and has made him appreciate every dollar he's getting. And he knows that this team is going to treat him right and do him right because they've done it twice now. They gave him the big 3-year contract extension. They guarantee this. He has the peace of mind knowing that, hey, man, I'm going to go and whatever happens, whatever level my deal is next time, 35 million, 45 million, 55 million, whatever is per year, I'm going to get treated fairly. Oh, and by the way, they friggin' signed Chris Godwin, right? When Baker's on the team, they signed Chris Godwin, who has not practiced a down yet. I doubt will be ready for week 1. They signed him to a $20 million plus 3-year contract extension, and the dude can't even play football right now.
Right.
And you're Baker Mayfield, and you see that. You see how Jason Light and Mike Greenberg treat their players.
And every other player sees it too. It reverberates. Absolutely. Just like what the Bengals do to Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart reverberates through the locker room. These things reverberate through the locker room as well. And it totally changes the culture. That's why I said at the beginning of the show, it manifests the great culture between ownership and players. We know that within the team, there's great chemistry, but when ownership and when the players trust the front office, that's a whole different dynamic that really brings everything together. True?
It is. And, there are some teams, and I've talked to coaches and I've talked to players from other teams. There are some players on other teams, I'm not going to name names, that fear the general manager.
Yeah.
That literally don't want to talk to the GM because they think, oh, crap, if this guy comes to talk to me, like, am I getting cut? You know?
Go interview any Dallas Cowboys player.
Yeah, and they go into self-preservation mode as players because they have no security.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, and then it becomes all for one and not one for all.
Right.
And that's not the case in Tampa. It is all for one and one for all here. And and it's, you mentioned it's the Lasers, it's Jason Light, it's Todd Bowles, all the way down to the team in the locker room. It is like one, like granite. Like a big slab,
all
of
rowing
granite,
together,
all together, and it's great and it's unique. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I covered the Tony Dungy years. I covered the John Gruden years. Those two coaches are the top two coaches in terms of wins overall. Gruden has the overall record. Dungy not far behind. Gruden won a Super Bowl. Bruce Arians, I covered his tenure here. He won a Super Bowl. The locker room is as tight now. There's more team chemistry, more camaraderie now than there was under Bruce, than there was under John, and there was under Tony. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. Tim, you want to jump in here?
I don't know any other place. I'm a big fan of Baker. I followed Baker, when he was at Tech, when he went to OU, won the Heisman, got drafted by Cleveland, number 1 overall. And by the way, that was the second Cleveland Browns jersey I bought in my life because I bought a Johnny Manziel Cleveland Browns jersey.
Oh, okay.
Gig 'em.
It's quite the admission, Tim.
So, but man, a big fan of Baker and I hated him at OU, but anyway, so I followed him, and him getting booted out of Cleveland for Deshaun Watson, basically, after they facilitated that trade a couple months later. Baker's gone, gets shipped to Carolina. And then you think about Carolina having a quarterback room with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold in it at the same time. And they just booted those guys out. Look what they've done since. And then he has the huge game in LA for the Rams, that Thursday night game where he got there 2 days before, and then the game-winning drive. And then, Baker's shown what he can do, and he needed an opportunity like Tampa Bay. And I don't know that he could have done this anywhere else. Not that he wasn't physically capable, but in the system and with the personnel around him, I think that's what's made him successful in Tampa. And I think he knows that as well.
No doubt.
And his experience playing for 15 different offensive coordinators before he got to Tampa has certainly helped him adjust in Tampa now with 3 different in 3 or 4 in 4 years. So it's insane.
As much as he needed the Bucs needed him. And I think that's what's right from the get-go. Like that's what's made the relationship work is it's like, man, we need you. We need you to be not the guy that you were in LA or Carolina or Cleveland. We need you to be the number 1 pick. We need you to be that guy, the star quarterback that you have shown at times the ability to be. And I think and it didn't happen early in Tampa. Remember under Canales, it didn't happen early. I remember writing a column saying like, okay, this guy's kind of a field general, not a playmaker. And it wasn't until like he kind of erupted, like that Packers game at the end of the season when the Bucs really got hot, that he really, I think, took his game to a level that it wasn't even at Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he's got the potential. I mean, if you saw him play at OU, and granted they had an embarrassment of riches, Joe Mixon, the running back, and all these different receivers, but he's got that ability to be a prolific passer. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that he is at this level now. And I kind of asked him about it in the presser the other day, kind of, fluffed him up a little bit. And I'm like, hey, you've shown that you can be this prolific passer. How excited are you for year 2? And he's like, yeah, I got to cut down on the interceptions. Like it was like, he's not even like drinking that in. I'm trying to sit there and give the guys flowers. He's like, nah, I got to work on my interceptions, man. I got to make better decisions with the ball. And listen, when you throw the ball that many times, I think the number that you can live with Baker is 10 to 12 interceptions. If he's going to give you 40 touchdowns, you ask any head coach in the league, will you take a quarterback touchdown interception ratio 4-1? And they're going to say, yeah, right. Like every day of the week, 40 touchdowns, 10 picks. I'll sign up for that every friggin' day.
And I want my quarterback taking chances, and not ridiculous chances, but you got to push the ball down the field to be a winner in this league. If you're throwing 21 touchdown passes and 4 picks, I'm not interested. It sounds kind of good. Yeah.
We're not talking about Trent Dilfer here. We're talking about Baker Mayfield, the number 1 overall pick, who was a Heisman Trophy winner. He has a magic arm. When he is on, he's as good as anybody in the league. I mean, he can rifle it in there. He can make some crazy, ridiculous throws. We saw him with 49ers draped all over him, hitting Rashad White 15 yards down the field on a dart in coverage. Just like, just some crazy, ridiculous throws.
Well, his outside deep outs and deep ins are as good as there are in the league. He throws a frozen freaking rope from hash mark to outside better than anybody. I won't say anybody, but top 5 in the league. And those, those in routes to Godwin, and we're seeing Ibuka now. Those things are indefensible against the cover 2. Those little honey holes. He is so good at ripping those throws. And when you got good receivers who run perfect routes and are right where they need to be, like these guys do, and a strong arm quarterback who's that accurate, you can't defend that. You cannot defend it.
I know. And the thing too about him is when you look at the area he probably needs to work on is the deep ball in terms of the touch. He's got to put a little bit more air into the ball because he's got such a strong arm.
Agreed.
Everybody remembers that highlight where it was like it was an effort ball right at the end of the half. Yeah. Where he chucked it like 70 yards and the ball went 10 yards out of the back of the end zone, right? He's got the arm to throw the ball wherever he wants on the field. He's got to put the ball out there and let the receivers run under.
The receiver adjust.
Yeah. He's great with the 20-yard outs and ins, like you said, the skinny posts, all that stuff, because he can put the ball in between defenders, in tight coverage, and zip it in there.
Red zone.
But he doesn't have to throw the ball that way down the field, especially when he's got one-on-one, right? He's got to be able to just drop the ball in there, and I think he's working on that. They've taken some deep shots, and that's a work in progress for him. But man, at the same time, I know Josh Grizzard wants to hit some deeper plays down the field. The dude completed 71.4% of his passes, including 84% of his passes from, I want to say, 10 yards and in, right?
Yeah.
And this is a yak offense. This is yards after catch. And we've seen Emeka Ibuka, Tez Johnson, these 2 new receivers, they have plenty of yak in them. They can get the yards after catch. You give them the ball and just let them work. And
to that point, the accuracy of those balls, you pointed out 84%. Those throws, if you throw it behind them, as opposed to here, that's the difference in the play.
That's right.
And that's where Baker is so good. It's only not even a full yard, but if you can throw it out front,
lead him the ball,
lead him in that point, and they don't have to turn their torso, and they can just snatch and go. Then and Baker is so good at that. That placement in screen games, outside screens is so absolutely important to the play, and he's really good at it, which is why they get so much yak. Yeah. So all right, the Baker Love Fest is over. We love him. Your thoughts on?
Oh, go ahead, JP.
The first week of practice, I listen to your podcast all the time, and it's remarkable how you see the same things I see, and the same guys you see I see. So, but I'm going to give you the floor. What guys? And we know the usuals, the Mike Evans, and Mike hasn't practiced that much, but the guys that are emerging that are going to be part of this team. What do you see?
Tez Johnson, he's wide receiver 5, but he's going to get catches and yards and touchdowns. He's going to be, he is going to be pushing Jalen McMillan for some playing time. And J-Mac looks good. This is no Jalen McMillan slander. It's just they've got embarrassment of riches. This is not Jalen Darden. This is not Trey Palmer. Tez Johnson is a full-fledged wide receiver where I really think he could be, as a rookie, a wide receiver 3 in most offenses. Wow. I really do. He's that talented.
We'll trade him to Dallas.
No, because here's the nutso thing is there's going to be a day and time, and hopefully it's later rather than sooner, where Mike Evans is going to hang it up and Chris Godwin is going to hang it up. And you can see these 3 players, Emeka Ibuka, Jalen McMillan, and Tez Johnson, being 1, 2, and 3. Like they already have 1, 2, and 3 set for the future. These are playmaking wide receivers that can go deep, catch the ball, get yards after catch. They can block. they probably would need like one big X receiver in that group to replace Mike at some point in time. But I mean, you talk about reloading the gun. I mean, shit, they've got ammo for days. They really do. I mean, they have a box of ammo in these guys that is ready to be fired with in the future, and you can use it now. But I mean, this is the future of the Bucs wide receiving corps. They're that good, and Emeka Egbuka is the best rookie wide receiver I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and it's crazy to say that. And I know it's early, but I'm telling you, greatness shows up early. This kid is going to be absolutely great in Tampa.
That throw and catch yesterday in the end zone.
Just come on. I mean, he is, and again, I'm not taking anything away from Chris Godwin in his journey to become the 1,000-yard receiver that he is, but he is so much closer right now as a rookie to Chris Godwin now than Chris Godwin was to being Chris Godwin back in 2017.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, his rookie season so far, his hot start is better than Chris Godwin. And honestly, it's better than Mike Evans in 2014. He's off to a better start than Mike. Now, Mike would make those ridiculous highlight reel acrobatic catches where he's skying above the ball, above his head, making crazy catches. Right. But what happened with Mike too in 2014, he was 240 pounds, 235 pounds. He was out of shape. He would cramp up. He would get hamstring pulls.
And
right?
he wasn't nearly the route runner that Egbuka is. Not even close.
Yeah.
Didn't need to
at
be.
all. Yeah, right. But I mean, you look at where Mike has come from 240 pounds to now he's, maybe 220, right? He's svelte. He can still burn 15 yards a catch right now at age 31, almost 32. I mean, come on. He's still got wheels. And that Tom Brady TB12 training method has extended not just Mike Evans' playing career, but Mike Evans' prime.
Yes.
It's one thing to hang around the league like Keyshawn Johnson did as a possession receiver. And Mike could do that. Mike can play 6 more years in this league if he wants to. Mike can play
he's on the Fitzgerald track where he's highly productive at age 35, 36.
Yeah. Right. He could do that. And what I mean is like if he wanted to play past his 1,000-yard days, he could do that. He could hang around like Keyshawn did. I'll be that, 35 catch, 400 yards, 2-3 touchdown guy, just collecting a check towards the end of his career, because big body receivers can do that. They have a longer shelf life as long as they can still catch the ball because they're big bodies. They're possession receivers. Mike could do that. But he's still in his prime. And I think Mike's prime, if he wanted to, could extend to 35, 36. Like you said, Larry Fitzgerald. But it wasn't always that way with Mike. But Emeka Egbuka is off to such a hot start. And I don't see this train slowing down. I mean, I don't. He is – don't take my word for it. Take Baker Mayfield's word for it. He's the guy that is propping him up, that's throwing him the ball, that's seeing him in the meeting rooms. He is a pros pro already and really exciting to see. And Jalen McMillan's good too. And so is Tez Johnson. It's a fantastic receiving corps.
What impresses me the most about how they're going about this is a lot of teams, you wait until your star wideout or your current wideouts are kind of ineffective before you start trying to replace them. Right. And then you've got a gap of a couple of years where you're trying to find a guy and now your wide receiver room sucks while other players are still maybe in their prime. But Light's gone out and he's replaced the entire wide receiver room in the matter of a couple of years. And he didn't have to yet. So now you've got these guys coming on, learning offenses, learning the team. And then when that finally does happen, they're in their prime. They're not learning anymore. They already know what they're doing. And that's we talked about before you came on, the Super Bowl window for the Bucs, maybe being until Baker's at age 35. And this is part of it. Now you've got your wide receiver room set for the next 7-8 years, You're
right, Tim. You're exactly right. And when there's always a silver lining, right? Nobody was satisfied with the losing to the Commanders and the playoff game and all that. All right, well, what did that bring? Zach Beislein, right? The game management guy, right? So maybe if you beat the Commanders and you lose in the next round to Detroit or whoever they would have played, maybe that's not the call to arms that it was for Todd Bowles to get the game manager help, right? The guy up in the booth. If you don't lose Mike and Chris last year, you don't go through that 4-game losing streak again, Maybe you don't spend the first round pick on Emeka Egbuka, and you don't sit there and say, holy crap, man, we have a chance to get Tez Johnson here in the 7th round. Let's do it. Maybe that doesn't happen. So the silver lining in those L's, the silver lining in the disappointing season can be the ray of light for the next year, for 2025 in those areas. And like you said, it's not just this year, but Zach Beislein, if he helps Todd Bowles level up and this team is winning games because of strategic efficiency rather than strategic ineptness, then the Buccaneers win playoff games and they advance further, right? Maybe they win a Super Bowl under Todd Bowles. And maybe this receiving core does extend, the prime years of Baker Mayfield, because at some point in time, it's like, the arm strength is not going to be there, right? I mean, look at Kirk Cousins. He was a prolific passer, and now his body's just kind of breaking down. The same thing's going to happen. The same thing happened to Tom Brady, right? Yeah, of course. It's going to happen to Baker Mayfield. But you give a guy enough good weapons, and it just extends that year of prime or two where it's not always resting on the arm of Baker Mayfield, where he's got to just be Superman with the ball. But maybe it's the wrist of Baker Mayfield. Just dump the ball off to the playmakers and let them make the plays,
Yeah, he's going to do a lot of that. Hey, real quick, talk a little bit about what I think is the biggest plus in camp right now, and that's the secondary that needed to improve. Yeah. And the 2 rookies look fantastic. We forget all about Bryce Hall, who was a starting corner in this league with the Jets, and he's playing well. The entire group, I think, is really, really playing well. They're playing faster because I think they've simplified the defense a little bit. They're communicating because they're all in the same room. This to me is the biggest improvement overall, pass rush and pass defense, which is exactly what they needed to improve.
That's right.
To go.
Kendall Vildor too. He's got 2 picks. Don't forget about him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I go back to real quick, because I know we only have a couple minutes here, but I go back to the 2002 Super Bowl. What was different between John Gruden coming in and Tony Dungy? Well, you can easily say, all right, well, he revamped the offense, right? And he did. He brought a lot of new pieces into the offense. But what also happened was that they upgraded. The Bucs went to Philly and lost twice under Dungy in the playoffs, early exits, with Mike Allstott, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Rondé Barber, Brian Kelly, Simeon Rice, right? I mean, like they had all of their A-listers on that Super Bowl team. That lost in Philly. So it wasn't the A-listers that won them the Super Bowl. It wasn't the star players. It wasn't the Pro Bowlers. It was the fact that under Gruden, they leveled up. They got rid of their C players and replaced them with B players, right? Yeah. Got rid of guys like Steve White, and you brought in Greg Spires at defensive end, right? Mm-hmm. Donnie Abraham had a concussion. You kind of got rid of him. You brought in Dwight Smith, right, as your nickel corner. And
Keenan McCardell, Joe Jarvis.
Right. Yeah. You Dave Moore and you got Ken Dilger and Ricky Dudley in there, right? Jarvis. They upgraded a lot, but with their backups and their role players got better. And I think that's what we're seeing now. Tavierre Thomas wasn't that good. Kendall Vildor is better, right? Yeah. Tyreek Funderburg wasn't that good. Bryce Hall is better. Yeah. And I think that's making the difference in the secondary is they've upgraded the talent. So whoever the reserves are, Josh Hayes is going to make this team, but he's going to make it as like cornerback number 5 or 6 because he's a hell of a gunner. He's an elite gunner in special teams, kind of like what Ryan Smith was in Tampa Bay a couple years ago. But nobody wants to see him on defense. That's the thing. You want to see Bryce Hall playing corner rather than Josh Hayes. That wasn't the case last year because of the injuries. But yes, Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morrison. And I tell you, the kid that's really blowing the doors off the barn is J.J. Roberts, the undrafted free agent, nickel and safety out of Marshall. This kid yesterday had a wicked hit, the hardest hit so far in camp on Ryan Miller. It was an old school John Lynch, go across the middle. I'm going to lay you out. You're not going to catch the ball. Type
then
hit.
He stood over him.
Then he stood over him. Yeah, almost flex. But
I kind of like that edge.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. Then he had a pick early in one-on-ones, and then he came free on a blitz and got a sack. And he just keeps showing up. And as much as I love Jacob Parrish, go K-State with my Wildcats, he's in a dogfight for the nickel job.
That's good.
I mean, J.J. Roberts is playing really, really well. And then you throw Christian Izien in there, who might have been the best player in the field yesterday. He had a sack.
He's a really good player. He's totally underrated. He's the best tackler back there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's to go from the outhouse to the penthouse in the secondary in one off season is pretty
big
good.
Deal.
And the thing is, I don't know that it's terribly star-studded. I mean, Zion has the potential to be a star. Winfield needs to get back to that level. I think Tyke Smith can be a star.
Yeah,
but it's just good, right?
Collective.
I don't see a lot of
and
C's and D's out there. I see some A's and I see a lot of B players out there, and that's good enough to win with.
All right, partner, tell us what's up with Pewter Report coming up this week. We got a night practice we'll both be at tonight. All right, I will. I don't know if you got plans.
It's too late for me, man. I'm too
late for you.
I'd be in bed.
I'm a night owl, bro. I love this stuff. Practice at 11 o'clock. I'll be up.
Yeah. No, I won't be out there today. I've got the day off from practice, but I'll be out there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going to have podcasts, not tonight, but we'll have podcasts Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week on Pewter Report TV. We're literally like 70 subscribers away from 20,000. We're going to hit that this week.
Lord.
It's going to be a big milestone. So we're super excited about that. So hit the subscribe button when you go to Pewter Report TV, our YouTube channel. We've got a great mix of video content up there, some Pewter Pulse videos. Had an interview with John Gruden where he talked about Baker Mayfield, called him a pain in the ass, called Todd Bowles a badass. What's going on, Coach? Check all that video content out at Pewter Report TV. You can follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report. And our pewterreport.com website is humming. We've got camp insider reports every single day, plus all the Bucs news and features you're going to want to read about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers during training camp.
Great stuff, Scotty. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Catch up soon. All right, the great Scott Reynolds right there. Highly recommend all the Pewter Report podcasts.
Sounds like Scott and Pewter Report needs to hold a fan, listener, viewer party at Riveters when they hit 20,000.
No, they've got their own space. They've got their.
I don't care. We
promote
their Riveters on this.
One
show.
of their local haunts. But hey, listen, I don't step on his toes. He don't step on mine. I love his sponsors. I love my sponsors a little bit more. But we're all just trying to, pay the bills.
Coexist.
Here, so.
Just coexist.
Absolutely.
That's all we got to do.
Absolutely. And I like his place too. Not as good as Riveters, but it's pretty damn good. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back on the other side and get a little bit more Rays talk with you. Orestes Destrade is going to join us in studio, so he'll be stopping by. We'll talk a little college football, some interesting news on DJ Lagway at Florida, and USF had their first practice today. So quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Let them do all the work. You save all the money. They'll shop around your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, not only shop it around, but they'll make sure you're with good companies that are going to pay out when they need to pay out. They'll make sure you are fully insured up to the amount that you need to replace your home. If you have to do that, obviously many of you did, and many of you did not have enough insurance. 40% are underinsured, so make sure you're not one of those folks. So much they can do for you at Italiano Insurance, and great customer service. A human will answer the phone and talk you through it. ItalianoInsurance.com, great local company, and thanks for their support through all the years. Back in 3. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. Hey, JP here for the Gold and Diamond Source. You know I'm always trying to find ways to save you money or make you money. Well, here's a great idea from Julie and Steve Weintraub at the Gold and Diamond Source. Gold is at an all-time high, so if you bring in your old jewelry, Steve and Julie will buy it off you and offer you the highest trade-in values of the year. It's the perfect time to upgrade what you're not wearing into something you'll never want to take off. So take advantage of that right now. The custom engagement rings to birthstones, tennis bracelets, diamond studs, whatever's on your wish list, the Gold and Diamond Source can make it happen. And did you know they also have the largest selection of any men's jewelry in the area? A great new section there. Check that out. They have free services like free settings, free cleanings, free appraisals, all that stuff right there at the Gold and Diamond Source. Family owned and trusted for over 40 years. Great folks over there. We love promoting these great local companies. None better than the Gold and Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Summer is coming. Do not get caught with your unit unprepared. Your AC unit, of course. The awesome folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC have a special going on right now. You get a free 1-year maintenance package with any purchase of a new unit. They have special 60-month financing as well, so you don't need a huge chunk up front. Third Generation has an impeccable reputation built over 30 years of doing business. They do plumbing, AC, mechanical work, anything you need around the house. They are trusted folks. Go to the website and read the 5-star reviews. Deidre said, great company that always arrives timely. We have used them for our AC both at home and business and have been very happy. The staff is knowledgeable and professional. I would recommend Third Generation again and again. So give Third Generation a call at 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. I'll tell you what I'm laughing about here in just a minute. We're brought to you by the great folks at OnSiteConstructionFL.com. Jason Fawcett is the owner over there. Great dude. He will come out to your home personally. All you got to do is go to OnSiteConstructionFL.com, email them or call them. Say, I'd like to chat with Jason, have him come on out, and he'll look at your home and say, this is what you can do in terms of adding on or restoring. If you still need some stuff done from the hurricane, and if you want to build from the ground up, they can do that as well. So give him a call over there. Tell him JP sent you. Get that free consultation. Get on the preferred client list. So if there is a hurricane, then you don't have to go searching for a contractor or kind of, find some guy you never even heard of because you got to get the work done. You'll be on the preferred client list and you'll be at the top of the list if something happens. So OnSiteConstructionFL.com, give them a call, make that happen today, and give your family some peace of mind if we were to have another one of these crazy hurricanes. All right, the man, the myth, he is here. Orestes Destrade, former Rays broadcaster, all American, all Japanese, all everything, all DR, all everything, all Cuba. What's up, my friend?
I'm good, man. Fantastic.
No, hold on. I got to get your mic up because I'm an idiot.
Mic'd up there, buddy.
Okay, yeah.
I know this is professional settings over here.
See this?
Your new digs.
We got the new digs here. Yeah. Thanks to you.
Well,
thanks to you and the Murphy Auto Group.
More importantly, thanks to Mike Murphy and the Murphy Auto Group, right? But I've been partners with them for for a couple of years now, and then they're phenomenal, and they have the space here. This is wonderful, so we can definitely do some things.
We need to explore the space, as Will Ferrell says.
Actually, you do. You need to explore the space.
We need to explore the space with our golf simulator. We got the bar in there.
San Diego.
San Diego. F you, San Diego.
F you, San Diego.
Yeah, so this place is awesome.
Last night, actually, I was at the Tampa Baseball Museum down in Ybor. I'm sure you've been over there.
Oh, yes.
It's
Love that place. Yeah.
We had a little fundraiser for them. Want to shout out to this man right here from Stairway to Heroes. Melvin, I always say, even though I'm Latino and I should roll my Z's and my R's and my S's, but it's Azofeifa. Great man who Melvin runs the Stairway for Heroes, which is a foundation, a nonprofit for our veterans, and we raised some money for that. Raised some money for the Tampa Baseball Museum, so I get a little talk, and love the history of Tampa and baseball. So it's very well documented there.
Let's roll right into that because of the death of Ryne Sandberg.
Yeah, buddy.
And I know
that one hurt.
Yeah, because you knew him.
Yes,
you played against him.
Yes,
I was lucky enough and privileged enough to watch his Hall of Fame speech because he went in the same day as Wade Boggs.
Right.
Right. Peter Gammons and Ryne, at a time when it wasn't cachet to go after the steroid people.
Yeah,
he eviscerated the steroid people in his Hall of Fame speech, and I thought it was very well done and groundbreaking. But what a good human.
That's exactly it, man. That with all the things that just recently the 80s passings that we've had, from Malcolm, obviously from the Cosby Show, and
Dave Parker,
just not that long ago before that, and leading on to Hulk Hogan and his passing, not only a global legend but a local legend here and for us in Florida, especially in Central Florida. That the Ryne Sandberg, I think, hurt me even more because probably because of the proximity, you know what I mean, of age, time, the era, the 80s and 90s when I played, and the type of human being that he was. That kind of hurt. So there are very few players that I was excited to play against when I finally got to the big leagues and solidified myself a bit, especially with the Marlins. And one of them was Ryne Sandberg. Mike Schmidt was the other one. Those two guys kind of personified everyday working man, but at a Hall of Fame level. Yeah. Right. So tough to hear that passing, but he will be forever remembered, thankfully, definitely in the Chicago lore.
Yeah, great dude, great guy, and a hell of a player as well. All right, let's talk some Braves baseball here. They finally get a win last night. Yeah. Good to see. Junior, man, he's got a flair for the dramatic, does he not?
He does, man. He
Yankee
really does.
Stadium.
What was it, 27th home run? 28th?
28th, yeah.
28th. He is one of those type of players that I think continually is going to be what I call a heightened awareness player. Yeah. Where when you get into those, like situations with the bright lights, big cities, that he's not going to shy away from that. And that's important because
that's a special trait.
That's a special trait you don't, you don't see all day. You can't teach it. He definitely has the bat speed. We've talked before, you and I, and on the show, how I love his extension and how he finishes. I think the finish creates a lot of, extra, feet to how he hits the ball. But he's also kind of a primetime player, and that's kind of cool to see. And I'm sure, especially as a Dominican native player, when any, Dominican player that has some pop or an arm goes to Yankee Stadium, even as a visiting player, they want to shine. And sometimes they actually try to do too much. Right. And overswing or overthrow.
Which I think the first swing was the overswing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, he's overswinging now.
You have no idea, having both played over there, but also have so much family in and out of New York, the madness of Dominican following of the Yankees that is in New York City, Washington Heights and all around, it's just, so there's like this energy, this aura that's around that when you can do something cool there, I think it brings a lot of greatness in players.
Yeah, that's really well explained there from that perspective. So now we look at Jansen gets traded last night.
Weird
deal.
weird deal, because I'm not against it. You know what I mean?
No, it's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad deal. You know, okay, you're getting some young stud minor leaguer, right? And then on the heels of that, you nailed down the Nicholas Fortes, who I like.
Yeah, good defensively,
outstanding.
Yeah.
You know, mediocre offensively,
cheap,
fairly cheap, less than $2 million.
Fairly very
right?
cheap.
So you have that kind of
Raised prototypical player.
Yeah, and quid pro quo, you're giving up the rest of the 8.5 and obviously a $12 million mutual for next year that they don't have to even worry about.
Right.
I think they're more worried about Brandon Lau's deal for next year. Are we going to keep him? You know, stuff like that. But I found that catcher to catcher deal very strange, very kind of interesting, kind of creative, typical, you know, Rays kind of.
But the fact that Jansen was in the lineup.
Well, he had to be.
And then he's out of the lineup.
Well, but he had to. They couldn't trade him until after the game.
After the game, because he was the backup catcher.
Yeah,
he didn't have anybody else.
You can't mess around with that.
It's kind of weird on the. I mean, what's that like on the bench?
That is weird. I've known a couple guys that have gotten traded in game actually
to the team they're playing
well,
against.
That actually happened with Robbie Thompson.
With Robbie Thompson, yeah.
But I've known guys that literally have been brought out of the game.
Yeah,
because the deal went down, so now you don't want him to get hurt.
Right, exactly.
So you got to take him out of the game.
So we were joking that the Rays active payroll. This is why I was laughing.
Oh my God!
The Rays active payroll right now is $37 million, which is 30th in the league.
30th in the league. How many teams are in the league, JP?
There's 30.
Yeah, I think there's 30.
We're dead last in active payroll. Stu Sternberg on the way out. Congratulations!
Here's my gift to you guys.
They probably had a big party in the office.
Here's my gift, Tampa Bay.
Hey, they ring the bell. Jansen's gone. We're 30th. We're dead last. Yes.
We just dropped $6 million down.
Let's go.
No, probably less than $6 million because what was it, 8.5? So
it's probably what 3.5 left on the deal for the year because I guess it's all prorated, right? The game checks. When do you guys get paid?
It's every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks
for 6 months.
It's all prorated. Okay. So they save $3.5 million.
Yeah. And then
something like that. But whatever. So they're now.
It's whatever. But the 37, even keeping Jansen's, let's say active, you still be close to 30th. They'd be at 40 million because they have a lot of guys that are injured. There's no doubt that there's a lot of millions of dollars that are not active.
Yeah, Hassan Kim, their highest payroll. Brandon Lau.
Yeah,
McClanahan, and a bunch of other guys that are that minimum salary. But that's 30. That's about 30 million. That's on the shelf.
So when you throw that out there, I can't help but you have to kind of like pivot from that comment you just made, JP, which is a glaring comment, to what's the future of expenditure for the Tampa Bay Rays?
A hell of a lot more than they've been spending.
And the answer to that is yes, but where is a hell of a lot going to be? You know what I mean? So, but it definitely has to be a hell of a lot. So, because that's a real big question that's being asked, not only of the Rays but also of the A's, because the A's are on their way to be headed towards none other than Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So the Las Vegas teams out there are putting money where their mouth is.
That's right.
The Raiders. The Knights are a top team in the hockey world.
But those teams, those leagues, have salary caps,
true,
and salary floors, which was my next question to you.
Wow, let me call Tony Clark real quick.
Get the big man in here.
I'm on a FaceTime with
you.
Let's
do that.
For
let's
you
do
to
that.
go.
Well, let's get Manfred and Bryce.
Sacrilege you talking about?
Well, let's get Manfred and Bryce Harper in here. Better yet, ding ding. Let's go.
Cow,
how about that?
Damn.
I mean, if you haven't heard, so Manfred's visiting all the clubhouses like he does. And he starts, talking about all the other stuff. And then he gets to salary cap. Right. And Bryce Harper stands up and says, if you're going to talk about that, you can get the F out of my clubhouse. And Manfred says, I'm not getting that F out of the clubhouse, pal. I'm kind of your boss, but not really. Yeah, but you can't throw me out of the room.
You can't throw me out of the room.
Throw me out of the room.
Yeah.
So, and I get where Bryce is coming from.
Right.
But from my angle, and I think this should be the player's angle as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you have because right now, Major League Baseball players make less by percentage of revenues than the other three leagues, maybe NBA, hockey, and football. Less. It's significantly less. The Bryce Harpers are getting
kind of
paid.
like surprising, right? Because you're thinking, you're hearing all these $700 million contracts and 765 and 20 million.
It's high at the top, but there's a lot of guys not getting paid at the bottom. And these owners have done the Stu Sternberg thing. Yeah. Now they're looking at Stu and going, why the F? We're not going to be able to catch what these guys are spending. Right. So we're just going to and we'll just make a crap ton of money and pocket it all like Sternberg's doing. And you've got about 6 to 8 owners that are doing that, and the list is growing.
And
so to me,
it's closer to 10.
Yeah. So to me, if you have a floor of 130 million, 120, 130 million, listen, we said cap. We didn't say where it was.
Right.
If the cap's 400 million, do you care? Right. I'll take a $400 million cap if my floor is 130. Correct. If I'm the players, I'm like, then we're all making more money. Not just you, Bryce Harper.
Yeah. And also tie it to revenuing, right?
Yeah, of course. And not only, but here's the thing.
Which the other leagues do.
We've got 20 markets that at the beginning of the season are like, we might be in it. Probably not, because you're being outspent. Yeah. And if you have 30 markets that are engaged, and with expansion 32 markets that are engaged from the beginning, because it's a level playing field and everybody's got a better shot to get some of these star players. Right. They're not all on 3 teams. It's better for the league. Revenue comes up, and the high tide raises all boats. Yeah. Everybody makes more money. Doesn't that make sense to the players?
It's a difficult thing because, as a former player, and I know the current players and the other former players, they're all kind of like, hold tight to your guns with, never give up on the salary cap thing. And that's like our strongest suit. But it is the chasm, which was tried to kind of get closer to by the last lockout, which they went from 530, whatever it was, 250 to 7, wherever it's now at.
Peanuts.
760. So they went up 200-something thousand for your first-year players.
Right.
But technically, when you cumulatively put it together, it is just a few $1 million peanuts. Yeah. Tens of millions of dollars. When you're talking about hundreds of, here's the example, and here's the reality. Of the 100% of monies that are made in the major leagues, 10% of the players make 70% of the money.
That's not good for the league.
10%
I know.
of the players make 70% of the hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's kind of like there is a chasm.
Yeah.
There's a have and a have not. So then when you see is that the average ball player makes $5 to $6 billion, that's not actually.
But is it part of the culture of the union? The guys that are up top making that money run the union, and they're like,
no, it's just part of the culture of the union. Ever since that, dating back to the 80s when I was, got up there and into the 90s, of protect that
top level, because that'll bring everybody up. But that hasn't happened.
Bring everybody up.
That hasn't happened.
The holy grail.
There's
going to be another fight coming up in 27 about that.
Yeah. Well, the players may be fighting amongst themselves.
There are some younger players that are barking.
They should be.
Yeah, there are some younger players that are barking.
Guys like Stu Sternberg are using up their great years because kids are better earlier, right? Because now they've played in high pressure situations at a younger level. College ball, even I see
where you're going with that, but
aren't younger players
in hockey though?
But just generally speaking, aren't younger players better than they used to be? Guys that are coming into the league at 2021, it used to be it take you to 24, 25 to be a really good player. Now these guys are coming in and they're ready to go at age 20, 21.
Not only are they ready to go, but, and this is important at any level of achievement, both on the field, the playing field, and also the, business world.
Yeah.
They're more confident. They're a little more, dare I say, arrogant?
Yeah,
because they know more.
Yeah,
because of this, they know more. They're taught more. Their diet, everything, the training, all these places that they can go to.
Starts at a younger age.
Feel stronger at 15 or 16. When I was 15 or 16, and I was 6'4" and a heck of an athlete, but there was still a bit of trepidation.
Sure,
I hadn't gone out into the world.
Yeah, and
right?
there's so much to learn in the game of baseball. But the kids are learning it at an earlier age.
They're
because
learning
coaching
at
is
an
better.
earlier age. And they're put into pressure, which I don't agree with. They're put into pressure situations of travel ball at a much later. I want to meet in the middle of from my era, which was all-star team made from one little rec league or little league that goes and plays around your state.
That's what we did.
Plays a little, 8-10 game little set.
Yeah.
As opposed to all-star teams that are playing every weekend somewhere else.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And you have to win this Friday in order to get to Saturday and Sunday. Physically, it actually hurts your body.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. You're like, well, it's just another game.
Especially the pitcher's arms. Yeah.
Because your brain actually seeps out, the
stress.
The stress.
Yeah.
And it manifests at 18, 19 years old with more Tommy John surgeries at 18, 19 we're seeing than ever before in the history of pitching.
All right, we're going to get back to the Rays.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get back to what the Rays did last. I have a bold prediction.
Bold.
We are brought to you by Third Generation Plumbing and AC. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com is the website, but they also do AC. So if your AC is working hard, and by the way, keep it at 78. If you drop it down to 73 when it's 110 outside, you're going to break your air conditioner. Keep it at 78. It'll be cold
I disagree.
enough,
I disagree. Mine's at 69 right now.
Plumbing.com. That's what you're going to be, Tim. You're going to be calling them because you're going to break your air conditioner. But if you break it, they're the folks to call because they're trustworthy. They're not going to sell you a system you don't need. They'll be able to fix it if they can. So call Third Generation Plumbing. Either plumbing, AC, anything mechanical around the house. They are great folks. Check out their 5-star reviews at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Back in 3 with more Big O. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Going through a medical emergency without health care insurance can cause you to go into crippling debt. In most scenarios, people are forced to either break into their retirement funds or worse, they're forced to file for bankruptcy. The sad truth is that health care insurance is crucial in today's day and age. Look, I get it. Many of you think you're never going to get sick and health insurance is really expensive. Well, we can help you out with that. Depending on your income, we can find great plans and huge discounts. God forbid you get cancer, a car accident. It could literally ruin you financially for life. So make the call and find out. Even though the open enrollment period is over, you may have some qualifying life events that can help you get covered right away. It can be very complicated, a very intimidating process, but we can help. Go to our website and check out all the 5-star reviews about our helpful agents. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Go Rays! JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Things we talked about in the break here at the JP Peterson Show. It has nothing to do with that baseball, but scam kids. Scam kids arrest. Kids these days, rat bastards. Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. Get a free consultation at JeevesLawGroup.com. They're local, they're trusted, and they get results. And don't go uncovered.com. If you don't have health insurance, you are risking your personal finances, folks. Don't do that. And you'll find some very cheap insurance, health insurance, at don'tgouncovered.com. They'll do all the work. You save all the money. I've used them for years and years. Great folks, great customer service. Don't go uncovered.com. If your health insurance is too expensive, shop it around. They may be able to find you something better. Don't go uncovered.com. Good folks over there. Orestes Destrade joining us here, former Rays broadcaster, Japanese all-star, Major League Baseball. Do you ever go to the all-star game at MLB?
Many times.
Yes.
Well, I covered it for
yes.
ESPN and also for XM Radio for several years.
You are, I think, one of the most learned people in baseball from a worldwide perspective, and I love talking ball with you.
Well,
it's
thank you.
Super fun, and I love talking parenting with you as well.
The parenting part, it's a different, my range is
it's infinite.
My oldest is 35 and my youngest is about to be.
I got 26 to 9.
Yeah, so that's So we're just joking about
the difference,
different of the parenting of that era and what they expect and don't expect, and I think it actually transfers into. It's interesting. We just in that last block we were talking about
young players,
what the young players are wanting and stuff like that. When I was a young player in the big leagues, I just shut up. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna be. And let me tell you what the minimum was in 1987 or 88, more likely, because that was when I spent pretty much a full year with the Pirates. The minimum was $69,500 to be a major leaguer as a first-year player.
Holy crap.
I was special. I had a $75,000 contract. So my agent was able to get me $6,500 more. $69,500. So I was making $75,000. There just wasn't that many guys making
a lot of money,
more than $500,000. There was a couple of guys making $1 million.
Were the stadiums packed back then?
The stadiums were packed. Pittsburgh was beloved. We had a kick-ass team. We had Skip Leland. We have Locker next to Bonds and Bobby Bonilla. Mr.
Who's still getting paid.
But that came
by the
later
Pirates,
into the 90s.
Yeah.
So we're all very grateful. I'm grateful to this day to MLB Players Association and MLB. You know why? Because I'm over 60, so I'm getting my pension, and it's phenomenal.
Pensions are good. How many years did you put in?
I put almost 4 years. And even with that short a time, I'm blessed so much. So I can't imagine what a full
baseball
pension is.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, so
it's nice.
So but it carries over into what they're expecting and what they're thinking about, contracts and things like that. So maybe
even the way they act on the field,
there is going to be a little bit of a fight between the have and the have-nots come this next.
I think there will be. So my bold prediction is,
here it comes.
I mean, last year the Rays traded 7 at the deadline?
Seven. I mean, monster players.
Yandy,
gone. That can't happen.
It's gone. And if they trade him to the Red Sox,
that's the one that can't happen.
For a bowl of chowder,
that cannot happen.
I'm going to be so But
I mean, if I'm the commissioner, I actually put a kibosh to that as there has to be a rule in the bylaws of MLB. Ownership and running of the league.
There is a best interest of baseball clause.
Of course, there's a best. I'm going to go funnier. I'm going to go into like it's sacrilegious in the middle of a season between two teams in the same division that one team trades off a superstar for not another star. Now, if you gave me Duran back,
deal.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Give me Duran. I'll give you Yandy. But you can't do that when you're 2.5 games out of the wild card. You can't stay in.
Watch
division.
Me.
No, it can't be in division.
Stu said, watch me.
I am incredulous to believe that is going to happen. Now,
no, who's going to trade? Who's going to be trading their?
Houston will take Yandy with their injuries, around the bag at first. There's certain teams that are going to be.
I'm okay. You give me some good. But I need some major league ready players for Yandy.
I need some major regular ready players.
And it better be a power hitting outfielder.
Don't give up the ghost at 2.5 games out of the
wild
card. The wild
card
has become such a great race now, all the way down to the wire. And
I'll give you Yandy.
Wild card teams win World Series.
I'll give you Yandy and Bilal.
Gone.
For Cam Smith.
Oh, yeah.
You think they do it?
You need a little more than that for those
Cam
two,
Smith.
but I love Cam Smith.
I'll just take Cam because their contracts. Well, Fairbanks is what's he got next year? Danny, look that up for me. Fairbanks.
I mean, I know that Bilal is at 11.5 for next year.
Yeah, is that his option or is that already?
It might be his option.
I'll check it right now.
Is it a club option? Okay, so it's a club option. And then that's, listen,
for any other team will take that.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
He's often hurt, but this is like the first little hiccup he's had this year.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be back soon. It doesn't sound like it's anything super big. This guy's a 25, plus homer.
Yandy's 212 next year. Club option.
Ryne Sandberg, man. Rest in peace. I mean, this is the Ryne Sandberg of our era right now.
Yeah. So Tampa Bay picked up the 26 club option on Yandy for $10 million.
And then he's got
12 million, and then 10 million conditional club option at age 35 and at 2027.
They don't want Yandy's deal, unless they're in first place or something like that.
Yeah. So I think Yandy's gone.
Yeah, he just can't go to Boston. That's the only thing that I have a problem with. He cannot go in the same division.
Watch.
Unless, wow, dude. If you're right, I don't know what.
The Mets and the Astros are both sniffing around Brandon Lau.
Yeah, Brandon Lau going to the Mets sounds very, very logical. I think the Phillies are also interested in Yandy. You got, and then I think the one that's really going to get a lot of traction is Fairbanks. I think that's a high end.
What do you get back for him?
You need at least, a top prospect, man. You need a guy that's a year away.
We need a power hitting outfielder.
We need a power hitting outfielder. That's why
you could buy Christopher Morel.
Buying, instead of selling, and you go after O'Hearn from now. There's a deal that you could do in the same division, because you do a deal in the same division with a last place team in your division.
Yeah,
that it doesn't matter to them. the Rays are not in last place. They're in a tight race for the wild card of the major league.
I mean,
playoffs.
if they get healthy and put together another 24-9 like they did,
you're not gonna make up 9.5, whatever it is, 9 games right now. I doubt it seriously.
Right.
Mainly because of the depth of Toronto's pitching, which has really surprised me. But they should be able to stay in games, and they have enough offense to win those games. So you're not probably going to catch Toronto, but you're in the wild card race. Yeah. Everybody's at 53, 55. As the kids say, 6-7, baby, 6-7.
They're going to sell. They're going to sell it all.
You don't know what 6-7 means.
Sell, Mortimer. Sell.
You don't know 6-7.
What's 6-7 mean?
He knows 6-7.
What's 6-7?
You don't know 6-7? Oh my God! And you're you're not even 20 yet, right? Look up 6-7, and you'll see it. It's become a TikTok fad where,
on TikTok.
where it's like, my understanding of it is kind of like, it's come see, come saw, maybe 6 or 7.
Like she's a 6 or a 7.
Well, more I think it's
he's a 6 or 7
because of LaMelo Ball.
Yeah,
because he said he was 6'6" or 6'7". He was like 6'6", 6'7".
Whatever. Okay, all right. I got. Okay, gotcha. Brick says, "I bet Stu buys a gold toilet seat for every salary dump. Then he names them after the player.
Holy cow!
The Jansen will be installed soon.
Classic. A gold."
Like the Yankees have Monument Park.
Monument Park, we have
in our outfield. We have urinals that are gold. A Rosarena, we dumped 14 million. Jansen, we dumped.
That is a classic meme.
Evan Longoria, we dumped $98 million.
Yeah, and then you hear a flush sound.
Hey, did you see that great gift that the Rays got Evan Longoria?
Actually, no, I did
you
not.
See it? Maybe no. When he threw out, didn't they get him like a motorcycle or something like that, or a car or something,
or something, a boat maybe?
Oh, they didn't give him anything.
No, they did not.
No, great, like a golden hockey stick, like they give.
I think they let him get into the game for free.
Oh, he didn't have to pay for his tickets like a.
and his family. I think him and his family.
Rick adds, Stu says, "Hold my champagne. Goodbye, Andy."
You're just getting deeper and deeper.
We're just having fun. KW4 said, "What happens if there's no baseball in the 2026 season? Does that mean the Rays will have another year extended to play at the Trop?" I don't think so. But I don't know for sure. If they don't play a season,
by the way, because they have 3 years, and
because it gets extended
because of the natural disaster.
Yeah,
but I don't know if they consider that a natural disaster.
The new stadium's going to be ready in 2029, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So they're really
hopefully. Listen, that's going to be a topic that we need to discuss some other time, because a potential strike or lockout is looming, sadly.
Yeah, and I think this could be, to your point, how they're dug in on this no salary cap deal. But
that's the key.
That can all be negotiated.
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
Because here's the owners don't. Most of the cheap owners don't want a salary floor.
No, they do not want a salary floor. No,
and the players don't want a salary cap. So exactly. Obviously, what the fans want, nobody cares. But what the fans want is a level playing field.
Exactly.
So we'll see. All right. So I think LaHouse gone, Yandy's gone, and Fairbanks are all gone.
That's 3
by Friday
for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and then you add to what they got rid of last year. What's left? It's a total rebuild. Which, if you got a new ownership group coming in.
No, but if you have talented players such as Fairbanks is still in the peak of his. I mean, he's a guy. I think he's got 18 or 19 saves.
Do you think he's elite though?
I think he's back end. There's, you could add somebody that's.
Thank Johnny DeLuca for that save last night.
Yeah,
that was one hell of a play.
Yeah, that was a hell of a play.
Do you think Simpson makes that play?
No,
I don't either. Even though he's faster, I don't think he reads it.
But he doesn't read balls quick. That's the only thing.
He'll get there, though.
But I think he'll get there.
I
think that's something.
That was a hell of a play.
Taught. No, Johnny Lucas is an elite outfielder. In fact, the Rays have missed him this year because of his injury. But good to see him back. I just think that Fairbanks is legit, man. And but more importantly, you just don't unload. Yandy Diaz is as consistent a hitter in the last 4 or 5 years as you're going to see in the big league.
And for
I'm talking about like,
and for $12 million a year for that
hits,
production,
timely hits. Not a huge homer guy, but he's at 18 or 19 this year. Key RBI guy, good risk guy. You could stick him at first. You could DH him. It doesn't matter. Hit him first. Hit him fourth.
I wouldn't trade him.
I would not trade him
at the salary that we have him under for 2 more years.
Unless you're getting
10-12 million. That's nothing.
Unless you're getting a King's ransom, you're not going to get a King's ransom from the Boston Red Sox. As far as somebody that's going to be impactful to you, like if Duran and a minor leaguer.
Okay, we'll do the deal.
I'll do a deal.
Yeah.
Go play first base for Boston.
And for Fairbanks, but here's the thing that, these guys make money. And if they can save the money, Fairbanks makes 3.8.
I thought he was making way more.
Third year of arbitration. Zach Littell makes 5.7.
Right.
Third year of arbitration.
I can see Zach Littell going.
Yandy makes 10 million. And then of the injured guys, Hassan Kim, 13 million. Brandon Lau, 10.5. By the way, where's Shane?
What about Ryan? What's Pepio?
Pepio? Oh no, he's minimum.
He's
young. Yeah, he's 7. He's ARB1.
Arbitration
774.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, so he's controllable. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think that the deciding factor when you get to these last few days and the final hours of making a decision should be playoff driven. It should be playoff driven. This year. Are we for the calendar year that you're making the deal or holding?
Seriously, you think this team is worth saving?
100%. They're 2.5 games out of the playoffs, and they have a hell of a pitching staff.
Their bullpen is
but I'm talking about starters. I mean,
but the bullpen is all. The bullpen's costing
on a run. Tell me who's there's not that many.
So you're telling me Orzi gets comes back and is like he pitched like he did earlier. Montgomery pitches like he did earlier.
There's no Carey for me. I'm not going to lie to you. They've overused.
Baker's
Kelly.
hurt now. Kelly's awful.
Yeah. So
is he still on the team?
Yes,
he's still on the team.
Yes, sir. Wow, you're harsh, man.
He's awful.
Yeah.
He's got one pitch and it's bad. How do you survive in the big leagues like that?
Yeah, well,
I would never let him.
I think they showed him
pitch
up
to a left-hander
and used him back-to-back games, and that was dramatic for him. But I'm just thinking that when you get into a short series, these guys could surprise you. They have definitely the speed, the athleticism, the defense, the power that shows up, seemingly this year, not in the last couple of weeks, but shows up very timely power.
Listen, I've made the argument. I've made the argument if you go get a good power hitting outfitter like an O'Hearn.
That's what I'm saying. So bring me,
and you do that.
Bring me,
and Brandon Lau gets healthy.
Yeah, bring me a quality reliever that can bridge.
Yeah.
So those two things is basically what I'd be buying.
Yeah.
Not selling.
Yeah, we got a lot of prospects to buy with. We got a ton of them. And so no, I could see it.
Jake Magnum, who's done a nice little job right now, I'd ship him off and
sell high,
and sell him cheap and go get somebody from from a lower lesser.
I'll take an easy roll tarp from Morel.
Yeah, wow, a bag of curveballs.
Just a tarp that rolls out easier than the one we got.
Get the ball bag of curveballs.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll pay for the plane ticket. Nice kid. I
think that they're definitely in the race. So why?
You want
to give up?
Stu's not doing that on the way out. It's going to be a fire sale, bro.
That's a whole different topic. For another fan stream.
But I'll say that. I'll say this
show for you to have.
If he does sell the farm on the way out, and he gets some really good and Neander. Neander gets some really good pieces for next year and this new group coming in that's going to spend more money. I'm okay with that too. And I trust Neander to make those deals. So either way it goes, it's all the devil's in the details.
Are you throwing? Okay.
Am I throwing in?
Are you making some conspiracy theory here that they're sabotaging this season with getting rid of the quality players that they have that are not only quality players, but playoff experience. By the way, the way a wild card team wins, and snakes through the playoffs is by having a handful of guys that have been through the war, like those guys that you're just aforementioned. Yeah. So are you telling me that there might be a conspiracy to just, blow it all up?
They haven't won a series
because they don't want to play at Steinbrenner for.
Oh, you know that. That's why the commissioner said, "Sure, we'll have games there."
You're not winning
because we're selling the whole damn farm. Sure. That was the deal with Stu. It was like, yeah, just make sure you sell them all off.
Yeah, sell them all off, and then you can't make the playoffs. No,
I think motivation one is he wants to cut salary for the last third of the season, so he doesn't have to pay it, and he stuffs more money into his pocket. Oh my! That's completely on brand. Wow. And in selling off Yandy, the fan favorite to the hated Red Sox or the Yankees, will just be his coup de grace on the way out the door. Take that.
I don't know what to say about that.
Take that.
That is JP Peterson.
If it happens
on the pulpit, and classic JP Peterson, by the way. I want to clip that baby off and say, "Can you smell?"
Yeah, we can do that.
The JP.
Oh my God.
Cooking.
Yeah, we'll see. Somebody put in here, said, if Kenneth McClary says, if you get something for Brandon Lau, go for it. Brandon is like the Jamal Dean of the Bucs. It's not if he'll get hurt, it's when he will get hurt.
That is true. And when I compared him to Ryne Sandberg before, I'm loosely. So please, I'm just saying because
when he plays
power and he actually is a pretty darn good second baseman.
Yeah.
So the power alone, because that's not a position that you get 25 to 30 home runs a year from. So that's what I mean. But as far as being steady, like Ryne Sandberg played every day.
Hey, before we get out of here, just what you're seeing in Major League Baseball, who are your favorite teams right now? Who do you think are the best teams?
I think they took a little bit of a lull right in the last couple of weeks there, the Detroit Tigers, but watching them really
a little bit of a lull, 12 of 13.
Yeah, 12 of 13. There's no doubt.
They suck.
But they don't suck. They have the bro. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'll never forget playing in 153 games one season that I actually played in, and just the wear and tear of the mental and physical combination grind. It's such a grind, man. So you can go like that into a lull, and then like that you win 10 games out of 12. So, but what I look at is objectively as to the 5 kind of factors of the game, how's your pitching, your defense, timely hitting, not just hitting, but timely hitting. Are you hitting to the middle of the field, runners in scoring position? Do you have not only powerful hitters, but do you have guys that could also get on base and contact? They have a bit of everything, So I think
I think
they hit a little June swoon.
Yeah,
and I like the Tigers. I've always been a fan this year and last year of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
I just think they have a bit of everything too.
Yeah.
I mean, they throw 3 starters at you that are just excellent. So, in
any series, that's the huge key.
Bats surprisingly went south, but these are like formidable bats.
Yeah.
So now they're creeping back up a little bit. They are killers in the playoffs. The Dodgers have just had just an injury-riddled season.
Yeah,
so
they're just so
and they're just hanging in there. They're hanging in there. Always been disappointed by San Diego Padres. Super disappointed by them because I think they're underachievers. But if I had to say a World Series right now, I could see a Detroit, Philly.
But the deadline's going to be a big deal. Who gets what at the deadline?
It is. And my sleeper team, the Seattle Mariners, by the way, are my sleeper team.
Seattle.
That could be an interesting team. If they move again in the deadline, they already made one move.
Yeah.
But if they go after and get themselves a third baseman, which they've been in the rumors with Suarez, he's had a little nicky injury now, but I don't know how serious it is. But Seattle's an interesting.
Let's go Rangers.
Rangers? Are the Rangers? Are they still in the
Rangers.
league?
Rangers are always sneaky. By the way,
O doesn't have his headphones on, Tim, so he can't.
No, I know you don't do that for me. I see that.
Yeah, I see.
What did he say?
See the Rangers. He's a big
they're a
Rangers
sneaky
fan.
team.
He's in Dallas.
Yeah.
Astros, no.
I'm not high on the Astros. They just win in the regular season. I don't know.
And we're just laughing at Toronto.
Yeah. I don't know about Toronto, man. They got the best record in baseball, and I can't believe it.
Well, because they've underachieved for so long, they're finally living up to their billing. Maybe that's
They've
it.
got really good pitching, and they do have good situational and timely hitting. They have guys
they're no better than the Maple Leafs.
Know what to do. Believe it or not, Guerrero, who's not hitting a ton of home runs, is a situational slugger. You know what I mean? He knows what to do and drive the ball. And then, Bo Bichette, I mean, you don't realize how good with runners on base, Bo Bichette is number 1 or number 2 right now in the league. And so that's what I look for offensively, is how you run.
Knocking them in.
And do you have the speed and the guys that get on for you to do that. That's why the Rays are an interesting mix, because they have some massive speed. And then you have those 3 or 4 guys in the Josh Lowe's, Brandon Lowe's, the Yandis, the Camaneros that could conceivably drive them in. So, Stu, don't give up on the freaking Rays, Stu.
Don't do it, JP.
Don't do it, JP.
Don't let him win.
Don't let JP win.
Don't let him win. Don't do what he said.
Saying things that I just don't want to believe are going to happen. I don't want to see Yandi.
Well, listen, if he wants to be a buyer just in spite of me, fine. I'll take the L on that. I'll take the L on that. I'd love to see the Rays go on a run. I'd love for them to go on a run. I just don't see it happening.
I don't want a Costco logo on the Rays hat somehow. It's like, come and shop at Costco.
Listen, if it will increase the payroll, you can put it right off my ass. We can put it right across the back of my big dumper. The big dumper right there where it'll be seen. Hell yeah, Costco.
F-U,
please do.
and F-U.
That's where the Rays are one of the few teams that don't have ads on their.
Yeah.
Nobody will buy them. Nobody will do a deal with Stu. All right,
maybe
that'll do it for us.
A deal for FanStream Sports.
Appreciate you, man. You're awesome.
Good
Awesome.
stuff.
What's that, Timmy?
Maybe we can make a deal for FanStream Sports on the uniforms.
FanStream Sports right across their ass. Yeah, that's where it belongs.
A patch on each cheek.
On each cheek. All right, we're going out to the night practice. We'll have we'll do a little post game thing after tonight's practice to give you a quick one on social media. And then we'll be back here tomorrow from noon to 2 to give you a full report. Paul Stewart will have the all-time Bucs roster. TJ Reeves and I will go over it and critique it, and we'll have a lot of fun on tomorrow's show. We'll see you then. Have a great day, everybody.
Final 3 hours.
You think it'll go down to the? It usually does.
I think.
Scott has been pitching better. He's been a lot better, actually.
Tampa Bay's baseball temperature is rising, and tickets for this season's Devil Rays hit show are going fast. Lock up your favorite single-game tickets now and get the best seats before they're gone. Call Ticketmaster today.
It's show. Tampa Bay's on its way. It's show. Devil Rays in the stage. It's show.